Hey guys, nothing beats a new truck day, new dog day, or new bow day. I'm heading up to Lancaster Archery right now, pick up a new Titan ILF from John Wirt, and going to try to keep an open mind, see how this works out. You know, I've shot ILFs in the past, and you know, I love the versatility of them. It's nice to be able to move the poundage up and down a little bit during the either cold season or during the warm season. When you might not have so many clothes on. But one of the things I dislike about them is the coldness of the metal risers. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have run into that. However, on the release, the metal risers just feel fantastic. You know, if you're having any issues with elbows or shoulders or anything, you know, the bows are just dead in hand, pretty darn quiet, great performance out of a lot of the new limbs. I think John's going to hook us up with the RC carbon wood limbs. Supposed to be maybe a little bit quieter than the foam core. You know, I'm not quite sure, but to me, it's all about hunting. It's all about, hey, how quiet can I make this bow? Because, you know, what's quiet during the summer months, the early season, can get pretty darn loud come January when all the foliage is gone. So, you know, getting that bow whisper quiet is huge for me. Plus, I don't really care to be shooting a bow that's making a lot of noise. That's kind of why I gravitate a little bit towards the long bows. So hopefully we can get this Titan quieted down like a lot of people say we can, and go from there. So with that in mind, we're going to get the truck started, and Henry and I, who's very concerned about what's going on outside the truck window, going to make the probably 45-minute ride up here to see John and get started. So we'll catch back up with you later. Hey guys, so Henry and I are back from our trip to Lancaster Archery. We picked up the ILF bow here, and before we get started, what I want to do is give you a quick rundown of what I'm going to be shooting out of it, how I'm going to set it up. But again, before we get started here, I wanted to let you guys know this is not a big sales pitch for Lancaster Archery. I bought my first bow from Lancaster Archery back when I was 18 years old. I bought a compound from them. But this is a long-term relationship I've had with them. They're about 45 minutes from my house. They do a great job. It is a big sales pitch, though, for John Wirt, because John has just done a fantastic job over the years getting Trad Tech up and going. A lot of you guys see him at some of the shoots or have talked to him on the phone. He just does wonders for traditional archery and promoting it in the direction that we want to head, which is getting more and more folks involved. But some folks asked me what I shoot in the past videos. I've been shooting an A&H longbow. Larry at A&H, again, fantastic job as far as service. Anything you need from him, he gets right back in touch with you. Great product. I am not jumping ship. My A&H archery bow is right next to me here. Before, I was shooting a Great Northern Quiver on a 62-inch 14-inch riser A&H bow, ACS longbow, and center shot arrows. For the new ILF, I'm going to give John's version a try here. And what I mean by that is John's been getting on me a little bit about going to 3 under and learning to use the tip. Now, I don't think I'm going to be one of the guys that are measuring out, you know, my gap is 6 inches at 20 and 10 inches at 30, what have you. I'm going to be more of a guy that is paying attention to where I want to shoot, but in that peripheral vision, I'm having a good idea where that arrow's at. And to help me do that, after getting some of John's advice, I'm going to go with 400 Aftermath arrows from Easton, and I'm going to leave them full length. I usually shoot center shots out of my bow, and I cut them to probably 28.5 inches. But I'm going to probably leave these at around 31 inches and help me give me a little bit better of a sight picture when I see the target. That arrow being outside the riser a little more is going to help me pick up that that gap a little bit quicker. Okay, so that's what we're going to give a try. getting into the ILF and what John set me up with, he set me up with a 17-inch Titan riser. Beautiful risers. I am not going to use a burger button. What I'm going to do, and I'll set it up with you in a second, is I'm going to just put a bare weather rest on it, just to help improve that flight a little bit. But give me 1 second, we'll set that up. Let's move on to the limbs. Come with great little cases. These are RC carbon wood limbs. Okay, so there's a lot of different TradTech limbs out there. These are the RC carbon wood. And I'm going to show you this top limb because I really like how the guys at TradTech did this. But you can see the carbon fiber on the limb, and you can also see their bow tie that they're using on a lot of their products. I just think it looks great how it's on there. It feels like I guess it's under the glass. No real chance of it peeling off. Looks fantastic. Plain black tips, and again, it's got the carbon wood. I'm going to probably be shooting 45-pound limbs. They're going to be maxing out at about 45, and I've got them a couple turns back. I think John said I can get 4 pounds variance with them. I've got them probably set at about 43 pounds. Trying to get used to, again, this new process of shooting. But I already cut this out. But this is how I set this bow up. I'll come over here under the light a little bit. I cut a piece of felt for the bottom shelf. Okay, so that's already been pre-cut. Did that just to save a little bit of time here. So what I do is we're gonna stick that on there. See if Kath can get that angle. And I just stick it on there like that. You can see how it's on there. Okay. Aesthetically, it looks pretty nice. If your arrow happens to fall off the rest, gives it a little bit of a cushion. And then this is a bare center rest. Now, what I have here, let me show you something. This is a bare center rest right out of the box. And this is one how I make a couple little changes to it. So basically what I do is I cut that bottom straight across, taking just a touch of the arm with it. Then I kind of put it on just a little bit of a belt sander to get it nice and smooth going across there. And then I take a piece of small felt and just run it over this, the top here where the arrow rests. Makes it come back a little bit quieter and gives it a little spot to wear. If it gets worn in too much, I'll just replace that piece of felt on there. But what I'll do here is we'll get this peeled off. Hopefully. Sometimes it's pretty tough to get this, find the edge on this. All right, there she comes. All right. So what I do here is I set this up pretty much right on the shelf. I put it on the shelf and it covers the burger buttons. So there you have it. I think it gives it a real nice look. You can still see the burger button holes from the back for people that use them. Great idea on the riser. But I think that gives it a nice little, maybe it's a little more of a traditional look on that metal riser. So there you have that. I'm definitely not going to get into all the technical stuff on ILFs. Reason being is because, I don't know that much about them. I think there's a video out by Bow Hush, another YouTube guy that does just a fantastic job putting a Hoyt Satori together and showing the exact process and how it works. So if you want to know details about that, you can buy a Titan and get their manual, or you can search YouTube and try to pick something else out. Do know these are going to pop in here nice. Oh, we got the guards on there, so that one's not going to pop on there that easy. I think that's going to give it a real nice, give the bow a real nice look. As far as strings go, I'm going to probably stick with my buddy's strings. This is a sales pitch, by the way. Allen at 10 ring strings does a fantastic job. This is what I like about when he sends out every string. You can tell exactly which string length, the materials, the number of strands, the serving size, and all I do, since I tend to go through a few bows here and there, is mark what bow it's for. Keep this at the side, and then anytime I need a new string, I give Alan a shout, and all the specifications exactly. I keep all the strings. I like to keep the same colors for certain bows, and it's right on the card. Very easy to give him a call, get it ordered. So I'm going to hang up the phone here with you guys and put this thing together and shoot some arrows out of it, and we'll get back to you later on and see how it's working out. So I appreciate you guys checking in. Hit the subscribe button if you will. I'd appreciate it, and the like button is always a plus. Have a great day, guys. We'll catch up with you soon. Hey guys, so we're back. Finish up on the review of the Trad Tech Titan. I've had probably 3-4 weeks with it. Weather's been terrible here in southeastern Pennsylvania, so we have a little bit of sun, but the winds are back for today, and it's chilly out here. So let's go over a few of my thoughts on the bow itself. Let's go over some of the positives. I'll throw in a negative here and there, but the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. What I need you guys to understand is, once you string this bow up, it's a typical recurve. It shoots like a typical recurve, maybe a little quicker than some, maybe a little smoother than some. You're going to find that. You're going to have to shoot this bow and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for in the overall feel. The limbs, the fit, finish, everything's fantastic about the bow. I find it extremely smooth drawing. Speed-wise, through the chronograph, it's right there with my A&H bow, with same poundage, same weight per pound for the arrow. So it's a great performer. A lot of the things that you can do with this bow that you can't do with my A&H archery bow, or some of the traditional style recurves that are out there, and I want to touch on some of those points because I think they're the folks that are going to be looking towards the ILF. People that like to tinker. This is the off season here for most people. We're almost at May 1st. Some folks are out turkey hunting, but this is when a lot of people are trying new things. And I think it's great. I've mentioned to you before, let's keep an open mind, but this is the bow for a guy with an open mind. Okay, and what can you do with it? Well, with the limb mounting system on ILF bows, we mentioned before, we can go up or down 4 pounds in bow weight. That's a plus. I think that's wonderful. I did notice it's a little quieter when the limbs are all the way down, so that's something to take into consideration. I have it set up currently right now, as we went over before, with a bare weather rest. It's not a center rest. A center rest goes through a burger button. I made that mistake earlier, but I want to clarify that. I've got it set up like this. You can also set up, a lot of people are using the bow and shooting it directly off the shelf. It works out fine. I did that a few times too, just to get an idea. I don't want to speak about something unless I've tried it. You can also take advantage of the burger button holes that are in here and go with a burger style rest. I think you could probably even put a drop away on here if you want to go step way out of the box. But these holes that are in here gives you ability for you to a lot of different options. Okay, so I think that's wonderful. Quiver wise, we have quiver holes here if you want to try a tight spot quiver. A lot of you guys are familiar with them. We can go with a quickie quiver if you're one of those folks that like to carry the arrows into the woods but pop the quiver off and hang it when you hunt. So we got that covered. I have a Canati quiver. They're not making these anymore. Great quiver setup. But I have a limb mount quiver on here. I like limb mount quivers on recurves because it acts a little bit like a limb saver. Takes a little of the vibration out of the limb. So anytime I have a recurve, you'll see something like this, or maybe a Sellaway. I did have a strap-on Great Northern on here for a couple days, and that worked out wonderful also. Okay, so that's an option. You want to set this bow up for fishing? We got an option right here. You want to put a stabilizer on the bow, you know, we have that option. You want to use it for turkeys and put a string tracker, covered. We have all that covered. So there's some of the things that are really nice about it. Can put a low grip on it, a medium grip, or you can do what I did. I was looking for a low grip to come in the mail, and I haven't quite received it yet, so I took a Dremel tool to my medium grip, sanded it all the way down, hit the spots exactly as I wanted it, made it my own basically, put a couple coats of walnut stain on there and a couple coats of clear deft, and I don't think you guys would be able to tell the difference whether it was bought directly from you know, the shop like that, or whether I did it myself. So, you know, there's some neat options. Downsides of the bow: it's a metal riser and it's kind of heavy. Well, some folks like heavy. Heavy gives stability. The metal riser, yeah, it can be a little cold. Wear a glove. I mean, come on, guys. I think that's minor. The other thing about this I don't want to skip over is, you know, you do have the ability, if that string for some reason isn't setting in those string grooves right, we have the ability to move that limb left and right a little bit, which you definitely don't have with traditional style recurves. But other than that, it's a recurve. It doesn't come with accuracy. That's my part. If I do my part, the bow does its part. End up shooting a pretty good group here today from about 25 yards. I'm getting comfortable with the bow. I like the feel of it. Noise-wise, I've got it quieted down pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. It would work just fine in the woods come fall. But again, what I want you guys to do, this is the whole purpose of this video. Again, it's not a sales pitch for an IL. It's a sales pitch for you guys to step out of the box a little bit and take a look at all the different aspects of traditional archery. I have a friend named Mark, and you know, if Mark and I talk a lot, and we talk 90% of the time about archery, but we're both a little hard-headed, and he's got a pretty big rock up there. So if we spend too much time together, we'll end up, you know, probably fist fighting in the backyard. But we had a conversation the other day, and I want to get this out to you guys. If you haven't owned a back quiver, go buy a back quiver. If you've never shot a self bow, try to find a self bow. If you're a straight longbow guy, try to find a recurve. And don't say, hey, I don't like recurves, if you've never shot one. So everybody, it's the off season. We've got some 3D shoots. You're going to be maybe going to some of the big ones where some of the bowyers are. Try some different bows. Every day for 3 days, say, I'm going to try 3 different bows. It's the beauty of this. Grab a book when you're at these archery shoots that you've really never thought of reading. Howard Hill, Hunting the Hard Way, Fred Bear's book, Byron Ferguson's you know, shooting in his particular method of Become the Arrow. You know, take a chance this summer and really try to step out of the box and enjoy this sport. There's so much. Years ago I said I'll never own a back quiver. I own 5. I would never use a shooting glove. I own 15 of them. Tabs, you know, 12 of them. You know, I'm a tinkerer. I like it. I like to immerse myself in this sport. It's a wonderful journey, and I want you guys to have just as much fun as I've had over the years. So we'll be back to you again shortly. We did a short video on tying string knocks on earlier today. We're going to get that out to you in the next week or so. Pretty basic, pretty quick, but hopefully that'll help you guys out. But thanks for checking in. We're going to sign out right now. We'll be back to you hopefully when short sleeve shirts in a little warmer weather. Take care.